following is a presentation of RS Wolves TV.
Remain focused. Move forward. Stay in savage mode.
I do not miss. Hey, started from Cali and now I got in Europe. They singing. Remember, it's never the critic who counts. That's just the way that it is. Tell me, why would I listen to you on when you never could do what I did?
Welcome back to this presentation of RS Wolves TV. Here with you is me, Keeson Chaplin, and Jacob. Jacob, how are you today?
You know, I'm doing really well. I've had a good day so far. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We will be back with this presentation of the Lay Wolves and Blue Jays here after this short commercial break.
So we offer topsoil, screen topsoil if people are wanting to refresh their gardens. We also offer a variety of different colors of landscape rock to update the outside of your business, your home. 2.5-inch evergreen, masonry sand, cobbles, 3/4-inch granite, red and black granite, 2.5-inch river rock. I can deliver it. You can bring a trailer. It's whatever's easiest for you. Some people like to bring their 5-gallon buckets and load up 5-gallon buckets just because they got like a small area to do. You can also buy it by a full scoop or a half scoop. It's honestly whatever's easiest for the customer.
Welcome back, and as you just saw, tonight's stream is brought to you by Bones, Stones, and Landscape Supply. You can check them out in Reed Springs at the corner of Main Street and West Highway 76.
As we get this game, pre-game started up, I have a few noted players today. One being Riley Sadler. Really, probably one of, if not one of the best players on our team. If we get her the ball, she will make big plays. I mean, if we just get her the ball, get her fired up, she can definitely put some points on the board, get some assists, get some rebounds, if we can get her fired up like that.
Yeah, you know, she is a senior, and I think definitely the seniors have some experience, but we look at the freshmen, and as we were talking about a little bit before the stream, people like Kaylee Denote and Kylie Fitzwater, I think, also have the potential of becoming really good players. As I just said, only being freshmen, they do have a lot of time to really work on things they might need to fix and get better at things they're already doing great. So I think they have a lot of potential.
And as you see, the head coach there, Jessica McNichols, she is probably one of the best coaches we've had in a while. I mean, I feel like she can really lead this team to a couple wins this season, if not probably state. And yeah, I feel like she'll be a great coach for this team. Also, something to note that the Wolves will probably need to fill some scoring holes this season if they really want to win. I mean, most of their top scorers from last year were seniors and sadly graduated. But like you said, these freshmen, Kylie Fitzwater and Kaylee Chinook, and even Mariah Hull and Brooke Fuller, I mean, they can really make an impact on this team for a while if they can really get settled in, like I said.
Yeah, and yeah, kind of moving away from the freshmen, you said that most of the top scorers were seniors that graduated last year. But I think, you know, you have people like, as you said, Riley Sadler, Brittany Cicito, and Mariah Denook. I think they have the ability to become those, kind of fill those spots of top scorers and, you know, really put on a show for us.
Right, even names like Harley Watson and Meadow Phillips, I feel like they can also be a really big key part on this team if they get fired up, like I said about Riley Sadler. But as you hear the buzzer, we are about to get this game started here in a little bit. And as you mentioned, Brittany Cicito, she I feel like she can really make a big impact here on this game as you see the girls are lining up for the national anthem. All right, and here in a second we are about to get this game started. As I mentioned earlier, head coach Jessica McNichols and assistant coach Corey Hosen, I feel like, can really lead this girls team to a win today. And but it's not all on the coaches; it's also on the players. Get fired up, get ready for this game, and hopefully bring home a win today. I mean, the Blue Jays, they are a hard-fighting team. I mean, almost as hard-fighting as we are, if not about there. And I feel like this is going to be a really good game. I mean, a must-watch tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about the people on our team, but to talk about the people on the other team, seniors like Riley Lansdowne, Madeline Kahn, and even juniors like Briley Hicks and Sydney Bolenbach. You know, these are some players that definitely can perform well as well, and definitely one we need to look out for, just to make sure, you know, that things don't get out of control as the game goes on.
Right, and kind of forwarding on that, the Blue Jay also have what looks to be a pretty good freshman, Kaylin Ziegler, 5'4", a guard. If we really want to win this game, we're going to have to keep an eye on her if we really want to win this game. As you see, the starting five coming out.
Yeah, and you see Kaylee Janook able to play now. She did sustain an injury a couple of weeks ago. I think it was during a practice. I'm not 100% sure though. Getting hit pretty hard right in the eye, so that swelled up, gave her a big black eye. But luckily now she's able to play, and it's not intruding on her ability anymore.
Right, and here we get the tip off. Kylie Fitzwater grabs it, passes it out, drilling a ball, passes back out, and that is going to be out of bounds. And that will be Wolves' ball. setting up for the in play, and here we are. Fitzwater pass it inside, back into the paint. Oh, that is going to be a foul. Good pump fake there to get her jumping, but yeah, you gotta watch out. She will land right on you and cause a foul. Back out to Fitzwater. Running inside is Janook, and there's the basket. 2-0 Reed Spring. About 7.5 minutes left in the first. Clever chucks up a shot and will not go. Rebound Wolves. Going down court. Passes it out, and it's stolen. And banked it. It's now 2-2 tie, Reed Spring versus Clever, and they're gonna go into the paint, and it's gonna be stolen again. Passes it out, running to the paint, and no good. Looks to be a foul on the Wolves. The Blue Jays will get 2 foul shots here.
Yeah, we're really starting off just super energetic from both teams. And this is what you want to see, obviously. Yeah, you want to see, and in our case, we want to see the Wolves win, but overall, you just want to see kind of an exciting game. I think that's what we're going to get, as we are seeing right now.
Right, and both those free throws banked in by Clever, and that looks to be out of bounds on Clever. Wolves will get the inbound. Fitzwater to throw it back on the court here. And it's going to be stolen by number 33. I believe that is Bailey. And they are full court pressing right now. The Blue Jays are. And as Janook tries to take it up court, it looks like it will be a foul on the Blue Jays. Passes it out to Kylie. Kylie walking up court with the ball. A few moves, does a few crossovers. And up into the paint. Back out. And no good for the Wolves. Clever moving back down the court. Wolves on defense. And it's going to be splashed into the basket by the Blue Jays. Looks to be another full court press again. Passes that into the paint and will be no good for the Wolves. And she goes into paint and banks it. That is number 15, Braylee Hicks. A junior 5'5" guard. Pretty good as a basketball player, and as you see, there's a timeout on the court. So starting the game, Reeds gets a good shot, but Clever rallies back to be up by 4 from 2 foul shots and another shot in the paint. Starting really well for Clever, but I feel like the Wolves can rally back here, or at least try to. And now the same starting 5, or not. A few players get subbed out. It's got to be Wolves ball. Looks to be another full court press by the Blue Jays. He's going to lob it, and it's going to be stolen. Drives into the paint. Looks to be a fair ball. 3-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Janook. Running down the court. Kylie, as you see, calling for a pass. Janook does not hit the shot. And looks to be out of bounds on the Wolves. Passes it to their point guard, running up the court. From the three-point line, passes it inside, back out, no good. And it looks to be foul. Wolves ball. Or no, Clever's ball, sorry. Clever to inbound it. Passes out way past the three-point. Chucks up another shot, and that's one is good. It is now 11-2 Reed Spring with about 5 minutes left in the first. Chinook running up the court, and it gets stolen. And clean, and does not hit it. Rebound Wolves, running back up the court. Fitzwater in, and good. It's now 4-11 Clever with about 4.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Moving into the court, passes out. Passes it in, back out. No good. And it looks to be Clever rebound and stolen by the Wolves. And then stolen back again by Clever. And then stolen back again by the Wolves.
It's just going back and forth.
Okay, Chinook with the ball. Crosses over. Moves into the paint. And stolen yet again by Clever. In paint and good. Clever now has 13 to start this first quarter. Fitzwater is getting blanketed by defenders.
Yeah, this is kind of the point where you get a little bit nervous for the Wolves, just because they are down by 9 points. So they kind of need to figure out, okay, what do we do? How do we fix this? In order to even out the score again, hopefully.
Fitzwater stays in the game. Passes it into the middle. Back out to the wing. Fitzwater gets it stolen. Nice little behind the back there. And another one pushing into the paint. And that's going to be out of bounds. Wolves ball. Kind of an off pass right there. Gotta be controlling those situations. And it's gonna get intercepted. And shot's no good. Saves the ball outside and is no good. Rebounded again by Clever. And is a foul, and Wolves will obtain possession. Passes it back. Clever doing another full court press. They're blanketing the field right now, and the Wolves finally get free from it and saves the pass out of bounds, and it's stolen again. Oh,
A little bit of a collision.
a little bit of collision there. Hopefully they're all right. Looks to be Blue Eye. No. Yes, Blue Eye's ball. Or no, sorry, not Blue Eye. Clever. Chucks up a shot, no good. Fitzwater covering. Moves into the inside, back out. Chucks up a shot, and it's no good. Off the front iron. In the paint. No good. Rebounded by the Wolves. Fair play here. Trying to swipe the ball. Wide open, Kylie Fitzwater takes it down the court. They are pressing right now. Absolutely blanketing defenders, and it is going to be out on Clever. Reed Spring ball at about half court. Wolves inbound, passes out to Kylie. About 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Staying on the outside. Tries to set a screen, does not work that well. And it's stolen by Clever. Running down the court, shoots it, no good. And that is out of bounds. On Reed Spring, blue eye ball. Clever inbound. They got someone on that perimeter, and it's good. It's now 16-4 Clever here with about 1:35 in the first. Fitzwater running into the paint, passes back out. Fitzwater trying to run back into the paint again, gets stopped. And it is going to be Reed Spring ball.
Yeah, and Clever seems really aggressive, which right now it's obviously working, being up 16-4. But I think that they're almost in some cases a little bit too aggressive. We've seen a couple fouls called on them, and in one instance, they tried to take the ball from the Wolves and got it out of bounds. So I think the Wolves need to figure out how to kind of deal with that aggressiveness, but as well as take advantage of when they get the ball because of fouls or when it's called out because of Clever's aggressiveness. So I think kind of figuring out how to deal with it as well as taking advantage of it is really going to hopefully help them and bring that score back.
Right, and as I add on to that, Clever being really aggressive. I mean, you saw many times they're trying to swipe the ball, and it's been working from these not so great passes from the Wolves, but hopefully they can rally back to at least even the score here, down by 10. It's gonna be a tough task, but if they can do it, that would be amazing. As Clever back out to the perimeter, and it's gonna be no good. Rebound, another rebound, and that time Wolves finally get the ball back. And that right there is probably one of the first times Clever has not pressed them on full court. Good screen right there, does not really help. Ball rolls out of bounds. Clever ball. With about half a minute left in this first quarter, Blue Eye with the ball. Back out to 23. Back out to perimeter. Wide open person. Back into the paint. And with about 12 seconds left in the first, after this we will go into commercial break. Inbound to Clever. 9 seconds left on the game clock. Looks like they're just going to dribble this into the second. Never mind. And they try and chuck up a last second shot. Does not make it. We will be right back on RS Wolves TV after this short commercial break. Welcome back to RS Wolves TV here on YouTube. Lay Wolves are trailing by 10 with the second quarter pending. What do you think? What was the biggest take from that first quarter?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway, I think, definitely, as we talked about earlier, was Clever's just aggressive play style and kind of the Wolves not really knowing how to deal with it almost. But I think it's mainly just Clever is so aggressive. Every chance that they get, they're just trying to swipe the ball and take it out of the Wolves' hands.
Yeah, and it's kind of fruitful for them, but there's also been some downsides. I mean, a lot of fouls, a lot of mistakes with the ball going out of bounds, and just overall, they're aggressive, but they might be too aggressive as, like I said, tries to swipe away the ball and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
Wolves
that was kind of a perfect example of what we were talking about, just that over-aggressiveness not really being in their favor.
Wolves passes it to Janook on the perimeter. Janook looking to move in, and it's a jump ball. Rebound by the Wolves, and shot is good. It is now 8-16 with around 7 minutes left in the second quarter here. Passes out to the perimeter with a wide open man, and it's good. That was a perfect play for Clever. I mean, just find the open man and hope she makes it in. And right there, more of that over-aggressiveness, trying to swipe the ball away, and rolls out of bounds out of their favor. Looks at inbound, walking it up the court, and passes it into the inside. Does not prove fruitful for them. It is out of bounds on the Wolves. Clever ball. And out to the perimeter. Staying out on the perimeter. Jab step. Chucks up a shot, no good. Rebounded by the Wolves. Playing aggressive again. And this time it's a foul in Clever's favor. Clever ball on their side of the court. Sub in. Fitzwater comes in to the game. On the perimeter, passes it into the paint, back out on perimeter, and banks it in for another two. That is 21-8. Clever is up right now. Wolves take it up the court. Back out to the perimeter. Good chuck up shot, and it is no good. Rebound Wolves. Back out. Good. It is now 11-21 in this game. Clever still being aggressive on that outside, and rebound Wolves, and that is going to be out on Clever. Again, trying to be aggressive, but maybe a little bit too aggressive there as it rolls out of bounds. Again, yet another full court press by Clever. Wolves trying to get out of it. Janook picks up the ball, passes it. Wolves on their side of the court now. Passes out to Fitzwater on the perimeter, and it's going to be poked out of her reach. Inside, chucks it up, no good. Rebounded by Clever. Clever moving up the court fast, inside, and back outside to the perimeter. Good way to get back on the ball by Clever. And that shot is no good. Rebounded by the Wolves. Another full court press. And it's stolen. No good. And that is going to be out of bounds. Wolves take possession. Passes it inside, gets intercepted, back in the perimeter, and it looks to be foul, Wolves ball. My bad, Clever ball. Outside perimeter, moving to the inside, back out, has it back inside, and no good there, but it's going to be a couple free throws for Clever. She sets up for her first. It is going to be good. First one's good. Second one pending here. With about 4.5 minutes left in the second. And it's good. It is now 23 Clever, 11 Reed Spring. Clever coming out of the gate really aggressive here. We've been mentioning all the times where it hasn't worked out, but really the times where it has worked out, it's been perfect. I mean, for Clever, being aggressive can be an upside and a downside. As right there, it will be out of bounds. Nope, sorry. Foul on Clever. 2 shots for Riley Saylor. I mentioned her before this game started. If you give her the momentum, she will capitalize on it. And right now, she is on the free throw line. Another one is getting chucked up, and that one is good. It is now 13-23. Reed Spring down by 10 with about 4 minutes left in the half. Blue Jays moving up court, passes out to perimeter. Shot is up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Reed Spring. Moving fast up the court, and it's going to get tipped and stolen. And that is good for Clever. 25 Clever, 13 Reed Spring. Reed Spring on their own side of court, and that is no good. Rebounded by Clever. Clever moving up the court and falls down. Blue Jays ball. They're going to inbound it. And it's going to be a timeout called on the court. So we've been talking about how good Clever has been so far in this game. Let's talk about Reed Spring upside. I mean, points on the board, they're doing good. I mean, only down by 12 right now with about 3 minutes left in the second. How do you think they played so far?
Yeah, I think they're playing well. It's not so much they're doing bad. It's just Clever is just, as we've been saying, just so aggressive that it's just kind of like you don't know what to do and you don't know how to deal with it because they're just always trying to take the ball and moving fast that it's, you're just, you know, you go, what do you do? Like, how do I deal with it? But I think, you know, as you said, they do have points on the board, so it's not like they're not scoring. It's just they just can't deal with that aggressiveness of Clever.
Right, and I mean, with 3.5 minutes left in this game, or in the half, you bet at halftime Reed Springs is going to make some pretty crucial adjustments. I mean, they have to if they want to rally back and win this game. And they're going to need to implement it on the court. It's easier said than done to come back from a 12-point deficit as foul shots are up, and this one is good. It is now 26-13. Clever moves their lead up to 13 points. Second shot is up and good. 27-13 with about 3.5 minutes left in this half. And they are full court pressing again. I mean, it's just nonstop from these guys. And I mean, it's working. They're paying them deep and making them work for those points. And Fitzwater trucks one up and does not get it. Fitzwater up for some free throws. And one is good. Some high fives from this Lay Wolves team. I mean, they're down, but they're not out, and they know that. They're not out there hanging their heads or anything like that. They are looking like they want to win this game, and stolen by the Wolves after a rebound from Clever. Back outside, screen to perimeter. It's going to be up and no good. Rebounded by the Blue Jays. It is going to be Wolves ball. Passes out to the perimeter. Looking to move inside. Does not work. Nasty crossover into the paint. Passes out. Stolen. No. And it's going to roll out of bounds on the Wolves. Trying to dive for it and save it, but did not work.
Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too bad of a slide, because, I mean, it seemed like she was really going for it, and that can lead to some pretty bad, I think, burns. I don't know if that's the correct term, but, I mean, that would hurt if you slide hard enough.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving ends of one of those. You definitely don't want to get one, and it hurts a lot, trust me. Wolves on the ground. Looks to be a battle out there for the ball. Now Reed Springs is really getting aggressive here. They're saying, hey, you want to be aggressive? We'll be aggressive too. Blue-eye ball. Moving.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just to kind of talk, or I guess add on to what you were talking about, the Wolves starting to become a little bit more aggressive in response. I would say the only concern is that you don't obviously want to be too aggressive as Clever is, because that can lead to things like fouls, kind of getting the ball out of bounds on your end. And as much as it can be good, it can also be bad. Ooh, pretty bad.
Pretty bad fall right there. Tumbling on each other is a Wolf and a Blue Jay. Hopefully they're both okay. And it will be a foul on the Wolves. Free throws coming up for the Blue Jays. As we got about a minute and 49 left in the half. Another timeout called on the floor. And yeah, just to add on to what you're saying, Wolves starting to become a little bit more aggressive, as you can see from these tumbles and stumbles and stuff. But they are down 13 right now with about 1:49 left in the half. If they want to rally back and win this one, they are going to have to make some crucial halftime adjustments for this really aggressive Clever team, whether that's be aggressive yourself or just outsmart their aggressiveness. I mean, anything could work if you really put your mind to it, and that's where Jessica McNichols comes in. I mean, she's definitely going to give some sort of halftime speech after this half.
Yeah, and the Clever cheerleading team putting on a little bit of a show while the teams were in that timeout. And now back into the game.
Looks like they are setting up for the free throws that they took a timeout on. Number 34, Riley Lansdowne, senior, 5-second forward, misses that one and rebounded by the Wolves. Into the inside, does not work. Stolen by Clever. I mean, for it being a really aggressive game, these refs have been kind of kind of laid back on it. I mean, there's been some stuff that's been really aggressive, and refs have been kind of laid back on it, really, as the Wolves push this up court, back outside, almost to the half-court line. Be careful, you don't want a backcourt violation. And tries to pass it to the inside, but gets snatched. And good. It is now 32-14 with about 55 seconds left in this half. I mean, like I said, if the Wolves want to rally back and win this, they're going to need to make some crucial halftime adjustments as the ball gets kind of snatched away right there. It's going to be Wolves ball at about the half-court line. Moving it up past half-court. Moving it interior and does not work. Rebounded by, stolen by the Wolves. And chucks one up, does not work. And it looks to be a foul on Clever. Number 3, yet again, that's Riley. Back up there for 2 more free throws. Hopefully she can bank these. First is no good. Ricochets off the iron. Those free throws can be crucial in a situation like this. Cannot afford to miss them. And the second one is good. About half a minute left in the half.
Just seems like Clever's trying to play time for the rest of the half.
Yeah, you say that, but then they start moving it into the paint, and one of them trips and falls. Hopefully she is okay. And it looks to be Wolves ball with about 3 seconds left in the half. That is the end of the first half on RS Wolves TV. We will be back after this 2-3 minute commercial break.
Located in downtown Reed Spring, Midtown Cafe is a slice of a simpler life from years past. A generous breakfast and lunch menu fresh off the grill with that old school cafe experience. Treat yourself to a break from life and meet some new friends along the way at Midtown Cafe.
In today's busy world, it's nice to experience the comforts of old-school customer service wrapped in the convenience of the modern world. Tanco's Lumber and Home Center is your one-stop destination for all your home building and renovating needs. From top-of-the-line Milwaukee power tools to all your lumber and supplies, Tanco has it all. A generous assortment of light fixtures, painting supplies, Marvin windows and doors, even automotive and sporting goods. Tanco has what you were looking for. Come visit us in Branson West on Highway 13, just across from Hardee's, and see why we should be your first stop in home supplies.
One smile, one bite, one wow at a time. For more than 10 years, the family at Tequila's Mexican restaurant has been feeding the wolves. Delicious fajitas, the special de la casa, fresh guacamole, or the one-of-a-kind cheese dip. With a name like Tequila's Mexican restaurant, it has to be good.
So we offer topsoil, screen topsoil if people are wanting to refresh their gardens. We also offer a variety of different colors of landscape rock to update the outside of your business, your home. 2.5-inch evergreen, masonry sand, cobbles, 3/4-inch granite, red and black granite, 2.5-inch river rock. I can deliver it. You can bring a trailer. It's whatever's easiest for you. Some people like to bring their 5-gallon buckets and load up 5-gallon buckets just because they got like a small area to do. You can also buy it by a full scoop or a half scoop. It's honestly whatever's easiest for the customer.
At Oakley Auto World, we strive to be your all-around best option when buying a vehicle. High-quality inventory that goes through a 128-point inspection, a service department available to anyone needing it, the custom T-Rock Jeeps for people wanting something unique, and customer service that works to get the right vehicle at the right price. Come see us at Oakley Auto World.
welcome back to RS Wolves TV, your home for the Wolves. That first half was a little bit aggressive on both sides near the end. Started with Clever being pretty aggressive, but Reed Spring at the end of it started to get a little bit aggressive there. What were your thoughts of the first half?
Yeah, definitely very aggressive for Clever the whole time. As you said, the Wolves and kind of at the end got more aggressive, but definitely in the beginning it was all Clever, really just doing everything they can to get the ball in their hands. And I would say for the most part it worked. Obviously, the score, definitely there is room, but it's not impossible for the Wolves to come back and get it up. I think if during the halftime break, if they're able to talk about and fix the problems that they had in the first half, I think that they can really do well this second half.
Oh yeah, and you know for sure Jessica McNichols definitely gave her team a little halftime speech, probably saying something along the lines of, we have to rally back to win. We cannot keep letting them be physical on us like this. We have to be physical back if they are going to be like this. And I feel like the Wolves are going to come out and they're going to be aggressive right back. I mean, obviously this Clever team will not let up even in this half. Yeah, as we get the inbound, Clever will have the ball first. Inbounds it, moves up the court, passes back outside, and stolen by the Wolves, driving up court and tries to save it, but a little bit of overthrow there, and good for Clever. Score 34-15, and chucks up a shot, no good. Clever moving back up court, passes it back inside, passes again, and score. Clever 36, Reed Spring 15 with about 7:17 left in the third. Wolves moving up court, passes it inside, tries to get outside, and stolen by Clever, again being really aggressive, and stolen back from the Wolves. And that's going to be tricky. Who is it out of bounds on? It is on Clever.
Yeah, this is the start you do not want to see if you are the Wolves. Clever already having 2 shots be put in. So definitely not something you want to see if you are a Wolves fan or on the Wolves team.
Yeah, I mean, that overshot just said basically the entire story of this game. Just cannot really get down the court or get the ball in basket right now. But that time it is good. It is now 17-36. Reed Spring trailing by a good bit. 19. 6.5 minutes left in the third. Passes it out. Does not shoot it. Passes back in. And it is going to be a foul. 2 shots coming up. Foul shots up and good. That is number 33, Bailey McCallahan. 5'10", more of a big one on our team. And shot is up, rebounded, and good. So that's 3 points on that possession when there was only meant to be 2. 39-17. And it is going to no good. And it's going to be out on the Wolves. Clever takes possession. One thing that is surprising right now, Wolves are not full court pressing. If I were them right now, I would be pressing them to the maximum. I mean, just that right there says it all. They're able to get into the paint quick and fast and easy, as timeout on the floor is now 41-17. Reed Spring trailing by a good bit here with about 6 minutes left in the third. I mean, Reed Spring, that if they did have a halftime speech and adjustments, they are not working so far. Because the start to the second half for Clever has been very powerful. I mean, Reed Springs has only gotten 3 points since the half. Clever has gone a good 10. And that's just not a scoring breakdown that you want to hear if you're a Wolves fan.
Yeah, and this, I would say that the third quarter is definitely the most important for the Wolves, just because if they're able to do really well in the third quarter, then the fourth quarter they can bring it back and kind of close out the game. So or as we are seeing now, that distance and points can get bigger and bigger, just making it harder for the Wolves to make that comeback.
And right there, a shot good from the inside paint, and it's going to be a foul, and it will be Wolves ball. The Wolves running up the court, passes outside, double team, triple team. And I mean, if they're triple teaming like that, you just got to find open players. And a little scramble for a ball there, and it will be Clever ball.
Yeah, and obviously the game's right now, but you think into the future, we're seeing players kind of almost be thrown onto the ground or trip or take hard falls, and right now they have a lot of adrenaline and they're kind of just like go, go, go. But then, tomorrow or next week or in a couple of days, they might feel those, I guess kind of in the areas that they fell down, maybe it was the elbows or the head or the back, they feel that come back to them, and it can really be detrimental depending on how hard the fall was. And it's something that in the moment you think, okay, they fell, they got back up, you assume they're good, but then later on it, might hinder their ability to play. So I think their Clever's aggressiveness can really not only right now be bad, but in the future for players that took a hard fall can be bad as well.
And I mean, going on top of what you said, I mean, we saw that one fall earlier whenever a Wolves player was trying to dive for the ball. That looked to be a hard fall, and that could definitely hurt her later on down the road, and really be detrimental to their playing ability. Clever with the ball, passes it out, cross court again. They are living on that perimeter, and another hard fall of about 3 players right there, and it'll be Wolves ball. 21-41, Wolves down by 20. That is not a good number to be down by, and I mean, they're double teaming again. Just gotta find that open man, and it's going to be Clever ball. Taking it back down the court, kind of jogging a little bit, trying to slow the game down with about 4 minutes left to play. Back into the inside, and it's good for Clever. 43-21, Wolves down by 22. That, like you said, that lead is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where it may just be to the point where Wolves can't come back to this game. But they need to get a few stops, and on those stops also get a few buckets to kind of lighten the load a bit. pass it into the inside, tries to save it, and it will be Wolves ball on the inbound.
Yeah, and as you just said, oh, sorry, not to interrupt you, but just kind of add on what you were saying. Obviously, we're just watching, we're not the ones playing, so we kind of have a little bit of a different mindset. And as you were saying, it's almost getting to the point where they can't come back, and so it's now just how can we not lose by so much. But as a player and as a viewer, you want the team to not have that mindset and it to be, we can still do this, we can still make this comeback regardless of how far we are down.
Yeah, and like I said, you need to get a few stops, a few buckets on those stops, and that will not help it as Clever moves to a 24-point lead, 45-21 here with about 3 minutes left in the third. There's a stop and play, and it'll be an inbound Wolves ball. Big switch for the Wolves as 3 come in, 3 come out.
Yeah, big switch for Clever as well, having a couple of players switch out there. So on both sides, having some players come in and some players get in off the court.
And right there, like we say, yet another hard fall. Not really too hard, but hard enough to hurt a bit. Yeah. As the Wolves inbound it again. And it will be out of bounds Wolves. Clever will take over. And like I said earlier, I'm still surprised that the Wolves are not pressing them. I mean, it worked for Clever. You would think it would work for the Wolves as passes are at the perimeter right now. They are living on that three-point line. And cross court, passes it to about the middle of the court, and it will be a stop and play. Clever will inbound it with about 2 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, and you talk about the Wolves not being aggressive, and I think that kind of comes down to almost their mindset of how they approach, how they play. And, you might be so used to not playing super aggressive and playing kind of, I guess, a little bit more calculated. And so then when you have a team that's super aggressive and you need to be aggressive back, it's not normal for you to do that just because you're so decision-based in how you play that just kind of going out and trying to take that ball and being aggressive and just doing everything you can to be in their face just isn't normal to you. So I think you got to kind of adjust to that, and it's definitely something that I think they're having a little bit of trouble with.
All right, and Wolves with the ball hits it off someone's knee and almost tackled there by a Clever member.
Yeah, that was number 1, Avery Sadler. Taking a little bit of a hard fall, but it does seem like she is okay for right now. Getting back right into the game.
And Avery here with the ball, kind of living back more inside. Back to about the middle, back out on the perimeter, and it'll be out of bounds on the Wolves. Clever will inbound it at about the half-court line. Back out to the outside. Living on that perimeter, as I was saying before. Trying to set up plays here, run down the game clock and shot clock. On the perimeter, and shot is no good. Rebounded by Clever. Perimeter again, no good. This time rebounded by Reed Spring. Spring going down the court into the inside, and no good. But there seems to be a stop and play, and it will be 2 free throws for the Wolves. That is number 0. That is Harley Watson, really a pivotal player on our team. I feel like she is a junior guard. And 1 is no good, 2 is good. It is now 22-45 with about half a minute left in the third. Seconds left on the clock. Looks like Clever's just gonna run out the clock, and with about 5 seconds left, they will probably try and hit a shot. As we, in 10 seconds, will go to a commercial break. As it's stolen by the Wolves, and that is out of bounds on Crane with a second left on the clock. Let's see if the Wolves chuck up a late shot here. They will not. They will just run up the clock. And we will be back after this short commercial break.
Purchase your tracks today.
We're at the team having a little bit of a talk before going into the last and fourth quarter.
Yep, a little bit of a talk there. Basically, probably saying we are in a bit of a slump right now, but we have to keep playing our style of ball and try and come back from this deficit of about 20 points or so. And it will be Clever ball here as they move up the court. Again, pass it back to about the middle, back to perimeter, other side court, move perimeter, and will be Wolves ball. And it's out of bounds. It will be Wolves ball as they inbound here. Outside and no good. Rebound by the Wolves. Another shot up, no good. And it will be Clever ball. 22-45 here. Wolves down 23 with about 7 minutes left in the game. To the outside, to middle, and it's no good. Overshot it and loses the ball for a second, but picks it back up, and not a very good pass. And it will be Reed's ball here. Moving up the court, passes it to the outside. And you find some open people here to try and find some shots. That one is up and no good. And it will be free throws now for the Wolves. On the foul line is number 12. That is Brittany Saucedo Longoria, and that one is good. First one's good. Score is 45-23. Can he make this? Can she make the second? And it's good. 24-45. Clever going up the court, crossover into the inside, and it's stolen by the Wolves. Fast pace here, almost loses the ball, and it is good.
Another great shot by Brittany Cicito. And she's really stepping up in this fourth quarter, as it seems.
And it is now 26-45. Reed Spring down by 19 with about 6.5 minutes left in the game. Like I said, the Wolves need a couple of stops and a few buckets on those stops, and we will be right back in this game. As that is out on the Wolves, it will remain Clever ball. Passes out to a perimeter. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by the Wolves. Up the court. And Fitzwater, it looks like, takes a hard fall there. Looks to be tripped up, but looks to be fine. As it is going to remain Wolves ball. Back to the inside, and another hard fall.
Ooh, that one
Yeah,
seemed like it hurt her.
She's up and she's limping. But she's going to stay in this game, and it will be a couple free throws for Kaylee Chinook. And the first one is up and no good. Rebounded by Clever. Clever moving up the court. Keeps it on perimeter. Reed Spring moving up court. And it looks to be a timeout on the floor. With about 5.5 minutes here left in the game, Wolves down by 19. Do you think there is a chance that we could come back and win this game?
Yeah, sorry. I think there's always a chance that they can come back and win it. It's just, it seems almost impossible. And, in some cases it is, but I think definitely the Wolves have that capability of winning. It's just, it's how do you do it? So hopefully that's something they're talking about right now. And, it's not over until it's over.
Right, and to add on to that, yeah, there is definitely a possibility. It may be a slight one, but there is a chance for Wolves to come back here with about 5.5 minutes left in the game, down by 19. They just need a few more stops, some points on those stops, and they can be right back in this ball game, like I've been saying for a little bit now. As the Wolves inbound it. And stoppage of play here. And it's going to be some foul shots for the Wolves. I believe that is Mariah Janook, senior on this team. And that one is no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Janook, and there's some on-ground ball fighting there, as it is going to be Clever ball.
Yeah, from what I just saw, it doesn't seem like Clever is, a hateful team, and they're aggressive and just kind of doing whatever without kind of second thought. But it just seems like they're aggressive only to get the ball. We saw, I'm not 100% sure who went down, but we saw Clever help them get back up, which I think shows that, they're not rude. They're just trying to get that ball, and, sometimes that can get a little too aggressive, but they don't seem like it's, they're trying to harm the Wolves. It just seems like they're trying to get the ball, which I think is important to a team to try not to be rude.
Good sportsmanship is a key part of the game, as the shot is no good there. Rebounded by Clever. Up court in the paint, and no good, but there seems to be a foul. That is going to be 2 shots for Clever. Still 45-26 with about 5 minutes left in the fourth. And the first shot is good. It is now 46-26. Lifts their lead to 20 now. And this next shot is no good. The lead will stay at 20, but it's also rebounded. And back out to perimeter. Chucks one up and is no good. Off the back iron. And it's going to be no good off the backboard. And no good again off the front iron. I mean, in those situations, if you're Reed Spring, you need to capitalize, because they are down big in this game with so little time. I mean, not only the lead can be against your side, but the clock can also be against your side in this situation. With about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 20, they're going to need some big-time stops to rally back and win this game. As it is going to be 2 foul shots for the Wolves. That is Kylie Fitzwater on the line. Her first shot is good. That lifts a point off of their deficit, now only down 19. Can she bank the second one to make it only down 18? And she can. 28-46 with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in this fourth quarter. And they're going to pass it, and no good. Wolves rebound here, moving down the court. About 3:50 left in the game. And no good. Score stays where it is for now, and now it's 48-28, back to a 20-point deficit with about 3.5 minutes left in the game. Out to Mariah. Back out to Kaylee. Sister duo on the court right now, and shot's no good, but it looks to be a foul, and she will get 2 more. That looks to be number 3, Riley Sadler, on the line. And it's good. 29-48 with about 3:19 left in the game. Can she make the second shot? Yes, she can. Now 30-48, 18-point deficit with 3 minutes left in the game. And that's up, and it's no good. And that time it is no good again, but there will be more free throw shots here to go along with it. And the shot is good to make the lead now 19 points with about 3 minutes left in the fourth. to us sitting down here right now, this game is going by pretty slow, but to those players on that court, right now, the game's going fast. Every shot counts. And that will count also, as it is now 32-50 with about 2:45 left in the game. It'll be Wolves ball. Running up the court here. And it's stolen by Clever. And into the inside. And it's going to be Clever ball. With about 2.5 minutes left in the fourth. Passes back outside, outside again. Interior, it is good. That pushes the lead to, yet again, 20 points with about 2:15 left in the game. And that is going to be a foul on Clever. 2 shots coming up for the Wolves. That is, yet again, number 3, Riley Sadler. This shot is good. Making the lead only about 19 points for Clever. This one will also count. 34-52. And Clever is now pushing the ball down court pretty fast on the interior. And play is stopped. It will be Clever who will inbound it. And that shot is good. That widens the lead to 20 with about 2 minutes left in the fourth. And passes it inside. And falls right there. It will be Wolves ball. On the inside, and that one is good. That will make the lead only 18 with 1.5 minutes left in the game. Clever passing it on the perimeter, and ball slips right out of her hands. It is going to be out of bounds on Clever. Wolves take possession with about 1:20 left in the game. And right there is a shot good from Clever. It is now a 20-point lead with about 1 minute left in the game. Living on the perimeter are the Wolves. Trying to look for an open person, and it does not work. It is stolen, and it is good. It is now 58-36 left in the game, with 45 seconds left in the game. Wolves pushing it up court. Passes it, gets inside, and that is no good. Rebounded by Clever. And yet another hard fall. And we got a bonus free throw here. That is number 31, Piper Steely, on the line. She banks one, is now 57-36. And that right there is going to be a foul and free throws for the Wolves. That is Kylie Fitzwater up there at the line with 24 seconds left in this game. And the shot is good. That makes the lead 20. And that shortens it to 19. It is now 57-38. Clever, as they are attacking the paint and aggressive play. Wolves just going to jog it on down the court. Pass it to the inside. And out of bounds with 5 seconds left in the game. And the shot is up and no good. And that is game. That's a wrap on tonight's stream of Lady Wolves basketball. See you tomorrow night for a boys game hosting the Summit Christian Eagles.